Yucca Flat, Nevada, May 19, 1953, 5:05 a.m. A massive nuclear explosion lights up the pre-dawn sky. This was one of a series of atomic tests conducted under the codename Upshot Knothole, but what happened next would become the subject of one of the most intriguing UFO encounters in American history. Within moments of the detonation, a disc-shaped object was seen descending rapidly from the sky. Witnesses reported that it moved southward, heading straight for Las Vegas before vanishing into the mountains. Just 2 days later, a secret team of government officials and scientists was discreetly assembled to investigate an unusual crash site. An unidentified flying object had reportedly gone down on the outskirts of Kingman, Arizona, approximately 175 miles south of the nuclear test site. The mission was shrouded in secrecy. A group of 40 engineers boarded a bus in Phoenix for a long 3.5-hour journey into the desert. By the time they arrived at the site, it was nighttime. Armed military police surrounded the area. And there, in the dim moonlight, sat a perfectly intact 40-foot-wide, dish-shaped craft. Not a single scratch was visible on its surface. 4 extraterrestrial beings were reportedly found in connection with the craft. The entire site was swiftly secured, and within hours, both the craft and the beings were transported to Groom Lake, Nevada. This remote desert location, later known as the infamous Area 51, was still in its infancy at the time. Over the following decades, the base would become synonymous with top-secret projects, experimental aircraft, and the persistent rumors of reverse engineering alien technology. J. Rod, the Kingman crash survivor. Among the reports surrounding the Kingman UFO crash is the enigmatic tale of J. Rod, an alleged extraterrestrial survivor who was housed at Area 51 and worked alongside government scientists. According to sources, Captain Billu House, a former U.S. Navy pilot who later conducted experimental aircraft testing for the Air Force, was stationed at Area 51 in the 1960s. He claims not only to have studied the recovered Kingman craft, but to have directly interacted with J. Rod. House described him as an intelligent being who communicated in a manner eerily similar to a parrot, mimicking human speech in response to technical and scientific inquiries. J. Rod's primary role was reportedly to assist in the reverse engineering of alien technology. Another alleged insider, microbiologist Dan Barish, claimed to have been tasked with ensuring J. Rod's health over an extended period. Barish's testimony suggests that the U.S. government had maintained close contact with extraterrestrials for years, if not decades. Presidential encounters, the Valiant Thor mystery. Could the U.S. government not only have worked with extraterrestrials but also taken direct diplomatic meetings with them? Some researchers believe so. In 1957, an unusual event reportedly took place in Virginia. A UFO landed near Washington, D.C., and law enforcement was quickly dispatched to the scene. Out of the craft stepped a human-like figure who expressed a desire to meet with then-President Dwight D. Eisenhower. According to Chaplain Frank Stranges, who claimed to have top-secret clearance, this being was known as Valiant Thor. Thor was allegedly taken to the Pentagon, where he met with high-ranking officials and possibly even the president himself. His message? A warning about the dangers of nuclear weapons and their impact not only on Earth, but potentially beyond our solar system. Some believe Valiant Thor served as an ambassador of an advanced extraterrestrial civilization, advising the U.S. government on critical policy decisions. The birth of Skunk Works and Area 51. Meanwhile, in 1953, another event shook the world of aviation. Clarence Kelly Johnson, a brilliant engineer at Lockheed's Advanced Development Program, witnessed an unexplainable craft in Agoura, California. Johnson, whose credentials included the design of groundbreaking military aircraft like the U-2 spy plane, risked his reputation by reporting the sighting to Project Blue Book, the government's official UFO investigation program. 2 years later, Johnson played a key role in selecting a location for America's most secretive military base, Area 51. Some theorists believe the site was chosen not just for testing experimental aircraft, but for reverse engineering, the very alien technology Johnson himself had seen. Underground secrets, the hidden facilities of Area 51. Over the years, numerous reports have suggested that much of Area 51's operations have moved underground. One such claim comes from Christian G., a mining expert and researcher, Wolf McCarran, who investigated old Nevada mining sites rumored to be linked to Area 51. According to McCarran, mining operations in the area have been used to discreetly dispose of vast amounts of excavated dirt material removed during the construction of underground bases and tunnels. Miners are reportedly incentivized to remain silent, with large amounts of ore vanishing into these secret government projects. Many believe Area 51 is merely one piece of a vast underground network connecting multiple secret bases. This alleged subterranean system is said to include Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, Dulce Base in New Mexico, Los Alamos, and Roswell, each rumored to host classified extraterrestrial research. Janet Airlines and the mystery of S4. For decades, workers at Area 51 have commuted via a classified airline service known as Janet Airlines. These unmarked 737 seconds depart from McCarran Airport in Las Vegas, ferrying employees to the desert facility under tight security. But some passengers aboard these flights don't stay at Area 51. Instead, they board buses and travel to an even more secretive facility, Site 4 or S4. Former Senior 71 pilot Captain David Freehoff, who worked at Area 51 from 1979 to 1985, recalls seeing select personnel take a different route after landing. Years later, when hearing Bob Lazar's claims about working at S4, Freehoff found his story disturbingly accurate. Lazar, perhaps the most famous whistleblower associated with Area 51, claimed to have worked on reverse engineering alien spacecraft housed at S4. Critics argue that no official records exist confirming Lazar's employment. Yet Freehoff, along with other sources, insists that he knew people who had encountered Lazar at the base. Final thoughts: a legacy of secrecy. For decades, the U.S. government has denied the existence of extraterrestrial collaboration. But the accounts of numerous insiders, whistleblowers, and researchers suggest otherwise. From the alleged Kingman UFO crash and the enigmatic J. Rod to secret underground tunnels and presidential encounters with beings like Valiant Thor, the evidence points to a far-reaching, classified operation beyond anything the public has been allowed to see. Is it possible that beneath the Nevada desert, the United States has been engaging with non-human intelligence for over half a century? If so, what else remains hidden within the shadows of history?